So I'm going to go through the handout we have for the hand reflexology reflex points. What you'll see in the top diagram is Lynn Booth's lovely hand diagram, and I have added in the fallopian tube and I've added in the uterus reflex points. She has ovary testes and I've added in uterus prostate, and I've also added in what you'll see is the fallopian tube reflex point. And I've also added in the bones of the hand so that you can see where you should be feeling the uterus and ovary reflex points at the bottom of the ulna and the radius. Just helps you to see what you're feeling for. And then she's also given us another reflex point in the centre of the nail. Lynn has the zones running through the thumbnail, and right in the centre is the pituitary reflex point in the centre of both thumbnails. So they're the points we're going to be working with. Okay. Before I go on to show you how to work them, I just want to talk you through your other handout, which is the handout for your trial. Okay. So you have your name at the top, so we can identify you. The initials of your client, so you don't have to identify them. The homework that you've set them, so your prescription, so whether you've said 5 times 90 seconds a day or 3 times 60 or whatever it is you've set, so that we can observe that. The number of weeks or months they have been using that homework. The changes seen in their menstrual cycle or their cycle of ART, assisted reproductive technique, whatever it may be. And then a section for your comments and theirs. So, any observed changes, if nothing has happened, if you think it's been less effective than foot reflexology, or whether you've been able to feel changes in those reflex points. Okay, so just one simple line for each client. If you only do one, that's absolutely fine. Any number is great, all right? So it's just so we've got some kind of beginning of a record of what might be happening.
Are we doing it in addition? The homework's in addition to us treating them?
Yes, so you would treat them using their foot reflexology points, and you're setting their homework by teaching them hand reflexology. Yeah?
And this is specifically clients with progesterone deficiency?
No, this is not. That was the trial we're talking about setting up. This is for any clients you're working with, reproductive clients. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want to know what we're doing in our treatments at all?
No. What we're doing is, because you would be doing, presumably setting them foot reflexology homework, and this is just instead by using
so it's easier for them really to
access it. It is. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah? All okay with that? Yep. And what I will do is I probably will wait until the end of the year, probably December time, and then would really like some feedback and would like to have your sheets back in so that I can see what's going on. And this is not exclusive, if you know of anybody else within the association who couldn't make it today or wants to do this, we can send them out the forms. That's not a problem. Okay. So I just want to show you the points first of all. So I'm going to work by putting my hand on the table, which is probably what you will do. So the easiest way to do it, and Lynn Booth, sorry? You can if you want to. Yeah, if you want to, that's fine. Although we're going to come round and show you. Lynn Booth believes that weight bearing heightens the effectiveness of working on the reflex points. Okay. So we'll start with the ovary reflex point. So it's a bit tricky because I'm going to have to reach round. You're going to find that indentation. Yep. Don't worry, because we'll come round with all of you. So to balance it, you're just going to hold it. Yep. So this is the ovary or testes reflex point. Just hold. To stimulate, you can do exactly the same as you do on the feet. You go towards the fingers and upwards. Yeah, towards the fingers and upwards. And to sedate, you go down towards the palm of the hand and back. Yep. And then we do the same with the uterus reflex point. You find that at the base. Hold for balancing. Stimulating is towards the fingers and upwards. Yeah. Sedating is down towards the palm and back. Yeah. If you are sweeping the fallopian tubes, you're just going to have to use a finger and come all the way over between from ovary to uterus. Yeah, lovely sweeping movements. And then Lynn has a helper point for the ovary, which is, you know, when we're working the point in the heel, which is here.
Yeah.
So what she does is she uses the top and the bottom and places pressure. So you're holding that point as a primer. Yeah, to prime.
So that's basically saying open
As a hold.
business.
Yeah, yeah. So that's in addition to a balance, a hold. And then the final one, which is really interesting, which is how she taught Harriet and I, is I would only use this for if you're stimulating the ovary reflex point. So what you do is you use your teeth, or your clients are going to use their teeth, on the central pituitary reflex point by biting.
I don't know who's walking past. So you're doing that.
My clients have complained that they look silly just sitting with their feet doing this.
It's easier for them to do, and you just replace, replicate on the other hand. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do the other hand. So,
Pituitary ovary stimulation.
yeah, exactly.
So that
So
one
that
does what?
means
It just
that's
does
the pituitary and ovary stimulation, because
on the neck.
well, what you found is that you can't do it on the feet. It's really difficult to get
Bite your
clients to. Well, yeah, then you'll bite their own toes.
You can't do that. And
Exactly. Yeah. And you can't get clients to work the pituitary reflex point at the same time on their own foot as working the ovary,
No.
and that overcomes that.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, isn't it?
So can you show
I
me
really
again
like it.
how
Yeah.
pages?
So you bite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's working the pituitary and the ovary at the same time.
Yes.
Stimulating.
Stimulating.
Yes.
Stimulating them. Yeah. Okay.
Get those over working.
Yeah. So if you've got ovaries that are not.
I haven't got much left of it.
That's quite good. I really liked it.
Balance it. Would you just go?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily use it for balancing. That is the only time we use that really is if clients are not ovulating at all, or they're not responding well during an IVF cycle when they're stimulating. So I would say that's the only time you need to use it. Don't overdo it. Yeah. So it's like, do we need to get them balancing? Not really. But if they're not ovulating well, that's a brilliant technique.
They just take a bit of time to get going. So once Lynn always says, you don't need to do too long. And then this I find easier to do.
Yeah.
Just drawing it to
And you just use your knuckle.
You must make sure you do it the right
Yeah,
way.
ovary to uterus. So from inside out.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
So, is everyone okay with those? Yeah. Okay. Well, if you want to go and use the tables to work on with your hands, you can work on. If you're sedating, you're going. Just come round and check down.
Hold, balance,
Yeah.
there, and then up towards, do I go up towards and this way for stimulation?
That's stimulating.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then down.
That's it. Brilliant.
That's lovely.
Brilliant.
And then one finger
That's-
across,
yeah.
and then the same. I'm very dyslexic, but that's
it. That's stimulating.
and then sedation.
Do these videos with Nick.
As soon as I've got my both
Stimulate there. Sedate.
Yeah, it's quite busy.
Yeah. Wasn't buzzy. Painful.
And then try this one with the
But I didn't
thumb.
know
I've
been getting them to do these two.
Yes, yeah, I did.
That's the end of you.
And then down and away.
Yeah. I think you're. Yeah, that's better.
And then make sure that you do the same on the side.
I mean, I think it helps to circulate stuff and pump.
Yeah, so much better because people can do it while they're sitting in the car,
They can sit
lights.
anywhere without having to.
Yeah.
I have a GP who was doing this in between seeing patients.
Oh, really? Oh.
So you are all pioneers.
No, you are. We're just your yes people.
No, you're all pioneers. I think it's
That's really fascinating.
Is everyone okay with that? Are we all okay? Yeah. Do you all feel quite confident with them?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Just practice.
Yeah. Practice. Well, at least you don't need anyone else to practice it. You can practice on yourself.
Yes.